Okay, so this recording is for Windows users this time, and similar to what I did with the Apple Silicon, we've set up a couple of um, images for you guys. Just one of them actually for this system, because the MiniNet image we can actually download straight from their website, which we'll link that in the description. And basically, the link is a download link. You'll download this file, which is a zipped file, and just to extract it to um, any folder you want to access it from. I extracted it right here, and so we'll just go in here. VirtualBox doesn't need to be open for you to start this process. This is very easy, but just to go over what this is basically the x86 Ubuntu 14.04, which is Ubuntu 14.04, but this is the Trusty Server Edition. This has all of their Mininet dependencies, all this stuff. It's just a really reliable version, and more importantly, it's what we're also using on the Apple Silicon. So we're now fully aligned when it comes to versions of Ubuntu's and all this stuff. So it's pretty easy to start. You just double click. This is the .ovf file, not the VMDK. You click this one right here. So double click that. It'll open this up, and it'll want to import it. All the defaults are good. You can just import, and shouldn't take long. And there you go. Easy as that. One setting we're going to want to change those. We want to go in here into network, and just to simplify things, we're going to change it to host only network. That means that it's not connected to the internet, and basically anything on your host machine can just sort of talk to each other. So if you're going to use this for other stuff, you're going to probably want to change that back to network address translator network. So host only network, and this goes for both of them. We'll change that on the other one too. So okay. And so the other file we should have provided for you, it's this file right here, opendaylight.vdi. It is a VirtualBox type of image, but we can't just double click it, so don't double click it. We actually have to go through a slightly different process. So go over here and select new, and then Open Daylight, I suppose we can call it, and we'll have to pick Linux and the type of Linux, which it is a Debian based, but I think yeah, Ubuntu is available, so we can just click that. And then the default settings are good there, but we'll go down here and we'll select use an existing virtual hard disk file, and it won't know where that file is. You'll have to select the folder down there and then add, and then you can just basically navigate to it wherever you had it and bring it up here and just choose. Okay, and so that should be good. So we'll just create it. Okay, and just like the other one, we're going to want to go to settings, network, host only adapter. So both of them are host only adapters. So the Open Daylight does not require you to SSH into. You'll start it up, you'll turn it on basically, and then you'll just start the Open Daylight controller. But the MiniNet does require you to, so that you can get some graphical programs going, and so that you can actually scroll up through the menus and copy and paste, which you can't do in a server window. So basically, we're going to need two different programs to run that. One is Putty, which looks like this. You can get that online. It's a super common program. A lot of people use it. And the other is a thing called XMing. So just to show you, here is XMing, X server for Windows. It's just, you just type in XMing, and the first thing that'll show up is SourceForge. You just download it here. I already have it downloaded. I have the exe file here, and it's actually installed, but I'll just like run through it real quick just so you see. Next, all the default settings are going to be good. So you can just rush through this. It's no problem. Mine is already installed, so I don't know if it'll give me any warnings. Yeah, so I'll just say abort because it's already in there, so we're good. So once you've got the XMing installed and the PuTTY installed, we're going to want to first just make sure that we're actually logged into the Mininet VM. So the login and the password for Mininet is just Mininet. Mininet login, Mininet password. Okay, we're good. The next thing we need is the IP address of the Mininet VM. if config, and then right here, inet address 192.168.97.12. If you need to copy that down, most of the numbers stay the same, but we're gonna need that number. Also, there's a weird quirk about these older VMs is that when you click into them, your mouse gets stuck, and what you have to do is hit the right control, and you'll get your mouse back. Oh, there we go. Sorry, my keyboard lost connection. So, okay, so now we'll go over here, and I actually have a version of Mininet from before. I can load that up and basically give it the correct one, which it's pretty close, 97.12. Okay, so we want Mininet as the username, and then at the IP address. Everything else should be set. The 22 is already set. I don't know, telnet or whatever. And then you just give it a name here. But the most important setting, and I'll save that because I already have the setting, is you want to go down here to SSH. So double click it to open it up, and then X11. Click into this, and this won't be enabled by default. You'll have to select it. Mine is already selected from a previous iteration. So yeah, we're good there, but make sure that's selected. And if you don't save one, it's good to save these and then load them up, because every time you'll run it, you'll have to type this in, and then you'll have to go into that menu and select X11. So it's better to save them. So basically what that does is it just forwards the requests for a graphical program, and just allows you to see them while you're in the SSH window. Oh, I don't know why I closed that. Yeah, here, Mininet, load, still the same, and open. First time you'll go accept, and then you give it the password of the VM that you're logging into, which is Mininet. So the password is Mininet. And we're in. So just to show you, and we can, oh, dang it. I did it again, and I gotta wait for my other keyboard to. There we go. You can minimize this window and basically just concentrate over here. So just to show you what XMing is doing, we're in the SSH window in PuTTY, and I'm just going to run a basic Mininet topology, and then I'll say xterm h1, or you can specify multiple, and that will bring up graphical windows for your xterms. These are basically little mini systems. You can see all the files that are in there, just as if you were in a little isolated system there. Another thing that you can do, and that you will do for one of the upcoming labs, is you can actually run Wireshark from either the Mininet CLI here or one of those xterm windows. So let me just show you. From the xterm window. You can just say Wireshark, and since these are the old tools, it's a little funky. Don't worry about the warning. Don't worry about that. And boom, here you have the Wireshark up. And yeah, You can just select the various, whichever one you want, and probably that one, and then start it. I know it's a little different than the one that you probably downloaded straight on your computer, but it's good enough. Good enough for the labs. All right, that's it.